Alrighty, here is my new personal PC build that I just finished the other day. This is the Cooler Master nr200p case, and I picked this case because of the layout of the fans and the fact that you could fit up to 7 fans in this case. This is a small form factor case, and in my opinion, between all the other cases that I could have chose from, this one fit my build the best. So we're just going to go over kind of like my mindset and how I set it up to be, in my opinion, the most effective and best cooling option you can go with if you choose this case. So we'll just go over the parts real quick. In the case, we have the 12700K, the Asus TUF Gaming RTX 3070 Ti, the Asus ROG Strix Z690i motherboard. We have Corsair Vengeance DDR5 memory, good for 5600 megahertz. Two Lee & Lee 120 millimeter fans up top. Two Lee & Lee 140 millimeter fans on the side, the front here, and two 120 millimeter Noctua quiet fans on the bottom. Those fans are they're actually thin profile. For the power supply, we went with the SFX 850 watt Cooler Master power supply. For storage, we went with the Samsung 980 Pro 500 gig. That's for the OS and other small programs. And then for games, I added a 970 Evo Plus M.2 2 terabytes. We also have a external 4 terabyte 3.5 drive for music, video captures, and whatever for that. And then lastly, for the liquid cooler, my personal favorite for this build, the 280 millimeter liquid freezer AIO. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and pop the cover off and kind of go over what's inside. All right, so nice. You got two different options here. You have this panel here with the, it's got some mesh in there. Good for keeping as much dust out as possible. And then you also have a glass option as well, which I highly not suggest installing, because that's just going to block all your heat. That would just be maybe to take a picture, but other than that, I would not use the glass panel at all. So looking at the bottom here, this is we got our two low profile Noctua fans here. Obviously our Asus TUF Gaming 3070 Ti here. So what's going on there? We have these two fans are intaking cold air from the bottom and forcing it into the three intake fans that are on the GPU. And then that heat generated is blowing out right here. So next up, the liquid cooler is right here. The radiator is right here, and we have our 240 millimeter fans, and that's blowing cold air through the radiator, and then onto the pump head and the VRMs. So those are keeping those nice and cold. And then lastly, we have the two top Lee & Lee 120 millimeter fans. Any sort of heat generator that rises up is going to get exhausted up through the top here. So this is the most ideal setup for cooling, and I honestly think this is even better than some of the liquid cooling versions that I've seen. Maybe not all, but the ones I've seen, only running one 240 millimeter radiator to dissipate all that heat generated. To me, that's just not enough. If you're running these high-end CPU, GPUs, and they're overclocked, it's just not enough. So if this setup right here, I think is absolutely perfect, and the temps speak for themselves. So now we're going to go ahead and jump into a game. I'll pull up Forza Horizon 5, and we can check out the temps on that. Another thing is I have absolutely no fans on in this room. I'm in an actual very large closet that I converted into a game room. There's absolutely no ventilation in here. So this is going to be worst case scenario for anyone with this computer in the room. Say it's warmed up and it's hot in their room. So we're not trying to cheat the system here and get colder temps. I just want a nice baseline just for whoever might decide to go with this case, and maybe this setup can what kind of temperatures they can expect. So without further ado, let's jump into the game.
Alrighty, so I tried to use GeForce Experience video overlay recording on Forza Horizon 5, but it wasn't working. So now we're in Lost Ark, so we can go ahead and monitor temperatures in this game. So this is an MMO, if you didn't know already. So we are in 1440p. All the graphics or whatever minimal settings they have, you're able to adjust or set to max. And yeah, GPU temperature is 55, CPU is 48, 49. Yeah, so yeah, it's this is really good. So Forza, since we didn't get to record it, that temperature in here with no fans, no ventilation, got to around 62, 63 C on the GPU, and about the same temperature on the CPU. So yeah, really good. That's gonna be it. You guys have any questions on the build, or if you plan on building a small form factor PC and how you could properly set it up to get your the max amount of cooling possible, yeah, just go ahead and respond to this video, leave a comment below, and then yeah, that's it. See you guys in the next one.